Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, you're in
Thank you,
business
thank
now.
you.
All right, it's 7:30 on this Wednesday, October 1st. My God, the time flies. That means it's time to find out if you like it or not. I'm producer Chris, and tonight we are talking about everything from Halloween costumes, because we're getting awfully close, folks, to feet. I'll explain it, to joint finances. And I want to know how you guys feel about it. So, of course, we got to let you know how to join the conversation. Jim, put it up. There you guys know the drill by now. I don't even need to stretch and fill time tonight. You guys know all the different ways you can weigh in on this show. We're streaming. It's on YouTube. You can join the comment section. We're behind the scenes live on TikTok. We post stories in our broadcast channel on Instagram, Fox 5 Producer Chris. That's also where the link to the Zoom room lives. And of course, the QR code on the screen, the other way to join the conversation. We'll check in with all our virtual co-hosts here in just a second. First, though, 2 times in a row, back-to-back nights.
2 times.
Our very first 2-timer.
Wow.
The one and only Tony P.
And I dressed,
night
a little more vibrant tonight.
A
Look
little
at
more
this.
casual vibes.
But this
from
looks
Tony
good,
P
though. This is like
on the
Finance
first
Bro.
Day of, it is very Finance
It is
Bro.
kind
If
of
you were
Finance
wearing
Bro, isn't it?
Either like some sort of vest or a quarter zip.
That's coming. It's
Yeah.
October 1 now.
Whereas I went with the bomber jacket.
I'll tell you, it feels very Top Gun to me, and I'll tell you.
Okay.
I mean, with our whole thing
That's-
tonight, I'm going to be taking my shoes off tonight here at work, just get myself ready to go.
Do you even know that that's one of the stories we're talking about?
Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
Tony P literally did just take his shoes off in the office, and that is a story that is coming up.
Are you kidding me?
Bit. I said we were
That's
going to
got to be a first.
feet.
That's got to be a first.
We're starting to think alike. He reads
Wow.
my mind. All right, you ready to dive into it, though?
I am.
All right, we'll get to the feet story in just a minute, all right? I promise, for all you weirdos out there. But it is officially October. Like I said, spooky season has arrived. I don't know if you're a fan, Tony P. Halloween just 30 days away, so tonight we're talking about the most popular Halloween costumes for kids and kids at heart this year. This is according to a list put together by USA Today. First up, the made-up band from K-pop Demon Hunters. Not sure if you've seen it. It's a Netflix streaming hit, one of the biggest movies of the year. Not just a hit with kids, adults alike. And speaking of Netflix, you see the characters from season 2 of Wednesday also made the list. They're ooky and they're kooky, and that's perfect for Halloween if that's your vibe. Also making the list, the Labubu. You can't avoid it this year. They've been everywhere. Even the Oregon Duck mascot dressed up as one at one point. And finally, characters from things like Wicked, Minecraft, and Squid Game. All big once again this year. Tony P, have you started thinking about a Halloween costume, and do you usually dress
Ooh,
up?
I have. So I do love Halloween, the creativity of it. I don't always go scary, though. I kind of usually go with something kind of, there's a couple's costume, the Flintstones. I do that with friends sometimes. I also like to go with like musical artists. So I did Neil Diamond a few years ago with the wig and like the the kind of powdery shirt. Did that whole thing. Seinfeld characters. Did Kramer once with the kind of crazy hair.
Do you have a favorite that you've ever done?
Ooh, a favorite. Well, Dracula when I was like probably 8 or 9. Like that was the best. I think that was the best like just quality costume. Like we did the makeup, we did everything. Like I looked the part. So I'm kind of proud of that one at 7.
I'm looking forward to some throwbacks over the next couple weeks.
As am I.
So I can see those.
Spirit Halloween too. Shopping at Spirit Halloween.
We're going to talk about Spirit as well in just a second. First, let's get into the Lion Zoom room because it looks like we have Batman joining us tonight.
Oh boy.
Batman, is that?
I'm Batman.
Chad, do you have a favorite?
Wow.
I mean, obviously, I'm guessing you dress up. Do you already have inspiration for this Halloween and what you're going to dress up as?
I'm usually. Oh, hold on a second.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. Let us see the face.
I'm not really Batman. I'm Chad. It's Chad. You guys.
Very well. Very good acting. I'll tell you, very good acting job.
Yeah. So I have a costume I do every year. Usually I'm a demon. I do really good prosthetic horns, and it looks way too natural. That's the problem with it. It just looks too. Like, hey Chad, that looks like the real you. I get a lot when I put the horns on.
Did you post a picture of that on Instagram today?
So I posted. I wrote a little rock opera about being the devil.
A rock opera.
The devil. Yeah. So
not rock.
It's on my Instagram.
You know?
All right. Interesting. I'm going to call you Meatloaf for the rest of the night. All right, let's head over to Melissa. Melissa, looking beautiful. Welcome back to the Lion Lunch Hour.
Welcome.
And she's got her. Is that a glass of wine?
It sure is.
All right, so she's lubricated too. Hey, do you have a Halloween costume picked out for this year?
So you know that I am an empty nester and I don't do kids parties anymore. I didn't grow up celebrating Halloween, but I will tell you that I have 3 to 4 costumes that I got at the thrift store, and the more raunchier, the more sexy looking, the better. I have a naughty schoolgirl, I have a naughty nurse, a naughty cop, and a nice little naughty outfit. So yeah, I'm ready. So anybody who wants to invite me to an adult Halloween costume party, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm ready to show all this sexiness, especially now that I'm 155 pounds. So.
Halloween is on a Friday night this year, so you'll probably get the weekend before.
Right.
So that's always, it kind of depends on when those parties will be. Allison, welcome back to the Lion Zoom room. Do you have a Halloween costume picked out? Do you celebrate? Do you dress up?
Not really. I used to when my kids were smaller, and I do have a teenager, so if he coerces me to dress up, I may be something like, Cardi B. Oh, like you never know.
Yeah. I mean, that's right on theme, obviously, with her new album out and about to go on tour. Antoine, a new face in the Lion Zoom room. Welcome.
Welcome. All right.
Yes. I'm a new face on the line, but my Halloween costume is not new at all. You see, what I've been doing for a number of years is I repurpose actual things. So this year I'll be a beekeeper. I had a pesky beehive over the garage. So I ordered a beekeeper uniform on Amazon, and now that's going to be my Halloween costume.
Hey, man, that makes a lot of sense. He's a member of the Beehive. That's what Jim just said.
Right.
You can go ahead and be a Beyonce backup dancer. Hey, Antoine, where are you watching us from tonight?
I'm watching from Germantown.
All right.
Nice.
Well, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us. Stick around. We've got a lot more stories
That's the best
coming
one ever.
up. And look, we're going to move from Halloween.
Ooh, we have
if
to,
you
okay.
already
All
have
right.
your costume like Antoine does, and if you've already got your costume and you're already ready, you got your parties, you've got it paid for like Melissa, maybe you're already ready for Christmas because the holiday season is right around the corner and Spirit Halloween is ready to take over. Last year, the chain, which is obviously born out of the Spirit Halloween, tested this 8 stores in the Northeast. This year, though, they're going with 30 across the Northeast. There will be one here in the DMV, and they're expanding to the Great Lakes area as well. No official opening date has been announced yet, but most stores are expected to open once Mariah Carey declares that it's time. I'm not going to even try to do it the way that she does.
Wow.
But Tony P, do you decorate for the holidays?
Are you kidding me? Of course I do. I'll tell
Do
you.
ya?
I'll tell you. I don't put spiders in my house for Halloween, but I put Santas. I put Clark Griswold up there. I have all the little figurines.
Yeah, that doesn't
of course,
surprise me.
I tribute to my Catholic heritage. I put all the religious stuff up.
nativity and everything?
Nativity, absolutely love that. But I'll tell you, this year, I'm starting November 1. 11/1/2025 is the beginning of the holiday season for me. You know why? Because every time after the holidays are over, I always go, it just went by way too quickly. I didn't get enough out of the holiday. I didn't start celebrating early enough. I keep saying it every single year. This year, 11/1 November, we're starting. So 1 month from now is Christmas for me.
All right, you heard Tony P. Allison, let me ask you, are you here for starting the holiday season as early as Tony P if you are a holiday celebrator, or do you demand that Thanksgiving get its due like I do?
Yes, we want every holiday get its time. Like I have coworkers, we talk bad about them because they start putting up Christmas trees in the summertime. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, take your time. Like, let each thing have its thing. Because my thing is, if you rush a holiday, you're rushing your age. You're gonna be old in a minute. Take it slow, enjoy it, let it marinate.
Each day.
But I love celebrating. I love Christmas, and I love to have each holiday to have its own amount of time.
I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I have had a Christmas tree up all year in my basement because for the first time ever, I got a real tree and a fake tree because I had a basement for the first time ever, and we just weren't ready to let go. And then it got to the point where we were like, all right, this is just part of the basement. Now, David has logged in. David, we started by talking about Halloween costumes, so I'm curious whether your son has his all picked out and if you know what he's going to be this year.
I think we went shopping for it this past week online. I don't think we've decided on anything yet. We're still considering the possibility of recycling last year's.
Okay, so
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, I mean, if
No
he still
shame.
likes it and
Right.
he looks adorable in it, which I'm sure that he does, then
Absolutely.
no need
Bluey.
for a new one.
Bluey's the way to go.
All right.
Christmas decorations. I like you. I was like you, Chris. I used to be strict conventionalist. Earliest is after Thanksgiving. Well, over time, that's like I'm like in the last 10 years or so, I'm okay with doing it before Thanksgiving, and even now, like I'm thinking like right after Halloween is the time.
Yeah.
It's just too good of a season to pass up.
It really
Thank
does.
you.
People are in a better mood. It's
Yep.
kind of nice. I don't hate it. Trust me on this one. But I am curious, Chad, do you keep adding to the decoration collection as you go, or do you have
great
like
question.
the favorites that you are? I mean, he's got his lights up already. Do you just change the color?
Right, he doesn't need the holidays.
The Christmas lights stay up 24/7, and we do add, but not because of the season. Like these lights, some of these lights go dead sometimes, right? They're not like the lifespan isn't very long, so we'll replace and maybe enhance and go to the next. It's all on the app now. We can change the colors and all. That's fun.
Oh, wow.
All right, so he is both Meatloaf and Clark Griswold.
He is, I'll
on
tell you.
any given moment. The
Renaissance
happiest
man.
place
Yes.
on earth. All right, let's talk a little travel now, shall we? Because more and more popular destinations are going to charge you to visit. We're talking about a tourist tax. The latest, a small village 20 miles north of Amsterdam. I'm not even going to try to say the name, but you see it right there. A lot of A's. The 100-person village known for its historic windmills and wooden houses, has been overwhelmed with more than 2.5 million tourists a year. So starting in 2026, those tourists will have to pay a $25 fee to experience the town. And they are not the only ones taking action to manage over tourism, because right here in the United States, Hawaii is going to start charging tourists a climate impact fee in 2026. And over in Barcelona, they plan to limit their cruise terminal capacity over the next 5 years because it's so popular. So Tony P., charging tourists a tax. Do you like this or not?
This is going to be a very slippery slope because you really can't put that back in the box after you do it. A lot of people could get angry about that. They view it as an attack on them trying to travel and see the world. It could work to stop the crowd problem, but you may not get a lot of people back when it comes time you need that tourism money. Something happens with the economy. You can always rely on tourism in a lot of ways. If that goes away because of this friction, it can be really bad for a lot of these places. So I think there are better ways than punitive measures, I would think. And I think there's some ways we could actually think about, control, maybe like different seasons you have, kind of surge pricing, but not a whole tax on everybody.
I mean, that's kind of, surge pricing would be kind of a tax, but you could pick and choose if you wanted to pay it, because I'm sure there's a time of the year when those tulips are in bloom. Allison, do you like this idea of imposing a tourist tax, especially if the town is overwhelmed by the number of people that want to try to come and visit?
In a way, first I was going to say that's kind of mean to do that, and it's like overcharging, but then I think about where we are in the DMV and how busy it is and how many people come here. Like, it might not be the worst idea. Maybe it will slow down on overcrowding. So I'm kind of like on the fence with that one.
Melissa, we've heard obviously horror stories about, let's just use right here in DC as an example. Cherry blossom season.
Yes.
They tell us every year, don't touch the blossoms. And every year, if you look at social media, it is flooded with pictures of little kids sitting in the trees and people going to sniff the flowers. If they charged a fee, they could obviously use it to then care for those trees. So do you like this idea or not?
I don't like it, and I don't travel. However, I am a group fitness instructor, and I have had where they have asked me to go do naked yoga at different resorts in the Caribbean. And with me, I have the special where I can take someone and pay one flat fee for 2 people, and you can have unlimited everything while I go teach 2 classes a day, and then we can enjoy the rest of the day. So if anybody's interested, I'm more than willing to go and travel if they want to take the price. So
well, that's a unique spin on it. I don't know if that was exactly the question, but David, this idea, out in Colorado, gorgeous national parks. Obviously, a lot of people want to come and see them. Hopefully they're treating them right, but do you like this idea of instituting a tourist tax?
I think I generally like it, and I think you had a really good example with cherry blossom season in DC. In Colorado, the ski resort towns in the peak of ski season are madhouses. And I don't know if you're a ski fan, but you go on the weekends and these big resorts and it's packed. It's hard to enjoy when there's such big crowds.
Yeah.
A beneficial byproduct of increasing prices, taxes, fees, whatever, is to get revenue. But I think it does help the locals and even help the people who do come enjoy it better by increasing the price. Yeah. What you don't want to do is price people out of it, so those less well off are then unable to enjoy these nice things, So those are other things to consider.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it again, and Tony P is gonna shake his head at me.
I know what you're going with this.
I blame the influencers.
Oh God!
And I do think travel's just a little too accessible these days.
It was
supposed to be a privilege. It was supposed to be an experience.
Oh,
and now
really?
people are just jumping on a plane any given week. Everybody,
No, I will.
That's my old man rant for the evening.
Okay, I have a point here. So I think with Gen Z and younger, or maybe not younger millennials, okay. The reason why is because we're not investing for a home anymore, so we can't afford the homes or the
you're not wrong.
condos.
Trust me, I'm right there with you.
It isn't just the influencers; it's people saying, you know what, I'm going to invest my American dream money in vacations. That's why they're going to a lot of places now, or doing day trips, or a lot of bachelorette parties, because they're not saving 50, 60 grand anymore to buy a house. Now, I'd like to see everybody have a house and have a nice roof over their head and 2 cars in the parking lot, but reality's reality. If you want to stop this tide of a lot of people traveling, let's make housing more affordable. It's not just the influencers. It's all about policy, baby. Gotta get back down to that.
Yes, but at the same time, if I took the name of that town in Amsterdam and I wrote it on a card and I walked down the street, I feel like I would be hard pressed to find 2.5 million people who want to go there or have even heard of it. And that is my final word on that. Speaking of money, let's talk about joint bank accounts now, because fewer married couples are pooling their money. Instead, in recent years, more couples are choosing to keep their finances separate. That's according to new data from the U.S. Census Bureau. Experts say it comes amid a rise in financial independence, which is changing gender roles. Some people say it can help avoid conflicts over money. So Tony P, joint bank accounts. Do you like this idea for married couples?
Absolutely love it, because first of all, that's where, I've gone through multiple divorces in my life and my family, and a lot of it has come down to money. And where is it going? What's being spent on what? The fights come from the joint account. So I think just having certain bills for for one partner to cover, other bills for the other partner, keeps it very simple. It comes out of the same account. There's no issue with credit cards. There's no fighting over why'd you spend money on golf clubs? Why'd you spend money on makeup? That has a lot of fights that happen from that.
So do you like the idea of all money going into a joint bank account, or do you like the idea of having a joint that pays for all of the household things, for example? But then you obviously still have your own separate ones for like golf clubs, for example, that wouldn't necessarily be for both of you.
That would be interesting. The problem with that is that how do you keep replenishing the money with all the multiple accounts? Your account, their accounts. I think maybe just having, okay, you have certain bills that come out of your account, just keep it easy. The less accounts, the less fees you have to pay. And I get it, because we're seeing a lot of prenups now too happening with marriages. So again, it's kind of that trend. I'll be getting a prenup like 100%, because that's just the way things go with the divorce rate at 50%. You can't put a ton of your financial trust in that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, we've done stories here in the past about fewer and fewer members of Gen Z even having traditional bank accounts, because they're using apps like Venmo and Zelle and things like that, and letting money just kind of live there. David, this idea of joint bank accounts, do you like it? Do you recommend it for married couples, or do you like the idea of keeping finances separate?
So I'll tell you what I have found works best for me. I won't speak for all married couples, but I've also been through a divorce, so having separate bank accounts in that case made things less painful. I mean, Tony P is right, where things are different than they were 70 years ago. I mean, marriage is different these days, and society has changed. Where I'm more comfortable with kind of like separating finances. A downside of that is you could also, you could also be sandbagging yourself, and it could be a possible, a cause of trouble, down the road. But that's what I'm most comfortable with.
All right, Chad and Laura in the Lion Zoom room tonight. Chad and Laura, we know you don't have any intention of getting married that we know of right now, but you do live together. So this idea of keeping things separate, or do you like the idea of having a communal pot for the two of you that you can both withdraw from?
Well, for me, I make less money than her, so I would love to combine bank accounts, but somebody just got furloughed. How the tables
turn.
You're thinking DJ. You're thinking turntables. I know where your head was at, Chad.
Look, that's rough, man.
Nonsense. That I can't support his nonsense purchases that he does. So
we have to keep it separate, because I have a huge budget for
nonsense.
I have a big budget for nonsense.
It makes sense.
All of the props that I have. That's just not cheap. The Batman mask. That's not cheap.
No. Is it monthly or yearly for the nonsense? I'm curious. Is it monthly budgeting?
Weekly.
Is it weekly? Oh God!
You just see my Amazon order list.
Chad was in here on Friday, and none of this surprises me.
Wow.
Whatsoever. All right, you guys can keep the comments coming on all of these stories over on YouTube. We'll check those in just a minute. First, though, coming up next, we are going to talk about feet and jobs, and don't Google that. That is my advice to you, especially if you're on your work.
Don't AI it either.
We'll be right back.
Yes, Melissa.
All right, welcome back to Do You Like It or Not on this Wednesday night. We're hanging out with Tony P for the second night of in a row. I promised that we would check the YouTube comments, and I know Laura and West Virginia Ben have been weighing in, so we'll check a few of those in the meantime. Laura, I'm Tina Belcher every year. That's hilarious, yes. And it seems very on brand. Let me just say that. Let's find West Virginia Ben. Cherry Blossom is hard to enjoy with crowds. Maybe surge pricing versus a tax per se, but something to control the crowds might not be a bad idea. Last time I went to Cherry Blossoms, hard to find a restaurant, bathroom, etc. That's very true. You do have to. You will get your steps in. And I say agree to contribution to the joint account with an agreement on how much you can keep for yourself. How about that? I mean, it makes sense. My wife and I do have a joint account, and we have our own separate accounts. We use the joint account to pay for certain things for the house. And now that we've got a baby on the way, we'll probably use a lot of it for that as well.
Makes sense. No, again, I'm willing to be convinced other ways, you know?
I mean, I get it. Look,
I'm not so stubborn.
It's just, it's nice to have, but like we talked about, remember that time we talked about friends having a joint bank account?
Yes.
I tend not to ever even look at it or think about it unless she specifically tells me to use it, because otherwise it just feels like, hey, look at how much money. I mean,
exactly.
Let's not kid ourselves.
I can spend a lot of money on nonsense.
There's not that much in there. All right, I promised before the break we were going to talk about feet. And Tony P, if you were watching at the top of the show, took his shoes off, unprompted. I promise you, I did not tell him ahead of time we were going to talk about this. But apparently, more and more offices are going footwear free. A number of companies are using no-shoe policies as a way to improve focus, comfort, and even staff morale. But there are conditions to the unique rule. Those include no bare feet, clean socks, and shoes must be worn in, quote, hygiene-compromised spaces, like kitchens, for example, bathrooms, for example, and if you're heading outside. So we posted this one in our broadcast channel, and honestly, it got more comments than I have here. But Lauren Seeley said, I will quit on site. Freddie said, it's not for me. As a guy, I used to work at a former job at the office. I'd find it unprofessional to go shoeless in the workplace. Next up, we've got Kathleen saying, nope, with a thumbs down. Tanaya saying, no, with a pukey face emoji. And Chad saying, absolutely not. Keep feet where they belong on OnlyFans. Now, I will tell you that I don't think I need to even ask Tony P, because he is currently shoeless.
Shoeless Tony P, shoeless Joe Jackson. You just get me a nice baseball bat and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, well, you'll also be cheating and be banned for life.
True, but you know, listen, hey, I have fun doing it though, with my no shoes. But I'll tell you this, okay? I'm divided a little bit on this because I like the comfort of being able to walk around and have no shoes. It kind of gives you like the mix of the work from home vibe with the actual office vibe.
Yeah,
I do think this could draw younger audiences to go back to the office. I really do. But I mean, some people just don't know how to take care of themselves hygiene-wise or even keep their laundry in order. So my biggest fear is the smell.
Yeah, I get that.
That's my biggest fear. Maybe have like, you know, because what's the Arm & Hammer powder that kind of makes the smell better.
Foot powder, yeah,
maybe they'll have like foot powder stations in the office to make sure the smell doesn't get too bad. But
I want to go to Allison on this one because I want a woman's opinion on this, because I think I'm not wrong to say that historically women have gotten the shorter end of the stick when it comes to comfortable footwear because of their high heels in the office. So, do you like this idea of being able to go shoeless?
Not really, because I'm a fashionista, and I say that there is power in the shoe. Like if I'm in a business meeting and I'm speaking, I feel like I've got your attention and you're looking at me in a more professional way and you respect me more if I have my tight, painful heels on and I'm powering through the pain and still being professional and you don't know that I'm in pain. So, you know, we should keep our shoes on because like Tony said, there are different scents that occur. I've been a nail technician for many years and smelled many things, and some people don't know that they have foot odor. And then that could start a whole offensive situation. So instead of people being happy, they're going to be sad. So I think we should keep our shoes on.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tony P. very confidently just stood next to me and took them off.
Well, because I'm nice and clean, you know. I took the 2 showers yesterday and 1 today, so I'm feeling pretty good about my hygiene.
Yeah, apparently. All right, well, I'm even afraid to do it, but Melissa, we're going to come to you because you're already showing them off. Showing them off for free, too.
Well.
Listen, I'm the type of person, I love my feet. I actually adore my feet. And women have been taking off their shoes in the workplace for a long time.
That is true.
I wear sneakers every single day. I'm on my feet, when I'm working out. And the last thing I want to do is have it when I'm not working out and I'm not on my feet. It's true, sometimes people have a stench. They don't know how to take care of themselves or what have you. But don't blame the rest of us. We don't all have the same hygiene. I got pretty feet. I would love to make money off of them and sell them online. So this way I can make some money.
Don't be showing them for free here then. Chad, you're
thinking
also,
about it myself.
Also on your feet. You're in a workout class. I know you're a fan of the Chuck Taylors. Are you wearing socks with them, just out of curiosity? Because I'm a kind of strict no sock person.
No sock with your Chucks? I do that. I call it Gen X slippers. I have a pair of old black Chucks that I've had for like maybe 6 years, and then they're my slippers. And I don't wear socks with them, but I do wear socks. But
I wear slippers at work. Like I have literal slippers that I change into, and everyone's like, "Oh, you have your slippers on." I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah.
So my office is a gym, and sometimes you have to take them off for yoga and stuff. So that's a
Right, yeah,
So, obviously different offices would have different rules. Freddie is showing off his footwear as we speak, which doesn't necessarily mean he took his shoes off. He could just have a different pair on.
Well, actually, Chris and Tony P, good to see you
Good to see you,
But
good to see you
let me tell
again.
this shoe, what I'm wearing, I wear this for work.
Nice.
Okay.
So
I
that's
go to
solid.
the but I don't work there. I used to work at my office, but I don't work there no more.
Yeah.
But I also wear this for fancy occasions.
Absolutely.
Very sleek.
I only wear this to work.
I personally find
And
that
I don't
the shoe.
like taking my shoes off at work.
I agree. I'm with Allison on this one. I think the shoe is part of the outfit, and I don't like having to take it off. And not just because I probably lose about 1.5 inches, 2 inches when I was looking. George Costanza rules. I was wearing the Timbs when you met me. I want to stay looking right in your eye at the same time. So
I'm a hand model, by the way, too.
thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight in the Lion Zoom room. For producer Jim, I'm producer Chris, Tony P. We'll see you back here, same time, same place. Have a great
See you guys.
day.
Have a great one.